Yeah, I'm a member of the Argot Collective, and I will give you all a little bit of context on the new org structure of Solidity, the Argot Collective. If I can, yes, perfect. So following the subtraction philosophy of the EF, Solidity led successfully the largest spin-out of the EF, together with 5 other teams that are focused on application infrastructure, creating an independent, non-profit sister organization to the EF, the Argo Collective. And that collective independently drives key Ethereum infrastructure. So the top priority of this collective is to basically create the best environment for Ethereum applications. And to go in a little bit more detail, so what is the Argo Collective? The Argo Collective is a research and development group that independently is sustaining and maintaining the primary programming languages and tooling infrastructure for Ethereum, and most notably Solidity. What makes Argo really unique is that it combines a broad range of expertise. So it combines compiler expertise, language design, formal verification under one roof. And that allows us to really enable cross-pollination and ultimately feed into Solidity, which helps us make smart contract development, but also app development on Ethereum simpler, safer, and more resilient. And if we go into the overview, so I mentioned that Solidity led the spin out, but it spun out with 5 other teams. And and together they're building sort of this integrated stack for smart contracts. The collective is located at the tooling layer between application and core protocol layer. And the core of the collective is Solidity. And it, as we all know, it just recently celebrated its 10-year anniversary. That was basically the opportunity that the team also made use of to share where the language is headed. In this overview, I won't go too much into detail, but we will have enough talks from the team that will do that for me. But the TLDR is that the work on Solidity will basically be split into 2 tracks. So we have classic Solidity and core Solidity. Classic being the language that's supported by Solc today. We will still work on making the language more stable and adding a small set of new features. Then there is core Solidity, which is the revamp of the language with a new type system and ultimately built to support new features more efficiently. And we have a bunch of talks about this morning. And then we also have Phi. This is our more forward-looking language research project. They are very close to shipping V2, and they will both target, their backends will both target Yule, so both core Solidity and Phi will target Yule, so they'll have a shared backend. If you move up a little bit in the development process, you have EatTheBug, which is a cross-language debugging standard, which provides rich data, rich information that then ultimately makes debugging more efficient. We have Nick here later this morning as well, he will give an update on what he has been working on. And to make your smart contracts safer, we have our formal verification teams, starting with ACT. This is our formal verification and documentation tool for EVM smart contracts. And going forward, the team might also work on the specification for core Solidity. Then there's HEVM, our symbolic execution tool, and you can also use it for testing smart contracts. It's actually, it helps uncover edge cases and, enables rigorous analysis. The team is already using it quite a lot for fuzzing, for classic, but also for core Solidity. And what's interesting here is that some of the team members actually already have slowly migrated, have moved into the core Solidity team and now are working on that full time. And lastly, we have the Sourcify team, which is smart contract verification infrastructure. they're the ones that are all, as they should, are all holding us to a higher standard when it comes to source code verification. Khan will also give a talk about the status of source code verification in the Ethereum ecosystem later today, and he will also tell you why you should all care about that stuff. And how Sourcify is supporting Solidity already today is they are actually helping uncover bugs in Solidity. The team is already using the data, the data set that they provide for benchmarking, and going forward, Solidity aims to work more systematically with the team to help uncover user patterns that ultimately, ideally, should inform development. So, to sum up, all in all, for the course in the Argot Collective, it's 6 teams that have very tight feedback loops and ultimately allow each other to make each other better and ultimately make Solidity better. And before, or like when talking about how we wanted to set up Argo and like what we really wanted to emphasize is looking at Solidity as a primary programming language. It underpins more than 200 billion of USD in DeFi alone. So when you have stakes this high, we really are of the opinion that key Ethereum infrastructure should follow a few principles. So we strongly believe it should be independent, it should be free from capture, it should enable collaboration over control. Everything should be open source. It should be software that anybody can inspect, contribute, and also use. Everything should be rigorously engineered. And I know that sometimes we're not moving as quickly as the ecosystem would like us to, but everything we do is with developer safety in mind. And then also sustainable. I will talk about this a little bit more in the next slide, but we really believe that we should hold this long-term stewardship for Solidity and for the other teams that are in the collective over short-term incentives. And to wrap up, to just give you context, what has happened for the Argot Collective. So decentralization, or you might also call it subtraction, doesn't matter, but this has been a goal or like a strategy for the EF for a really long time. Solidity approached it proactively, and the result of that is Argo. So that means that key infrastructure is now partially maintained outside the EF. And over the, I would say, past 1.5 years, the members set up everything, so set up the structure, and then also finally incorporated the legal entity as a non-profit this summer, and is now operating independently. And now we can focus on really making sure that we provide a long-term home for all of these projects. And yeah, but for that, we are also working on funding. I mean, we all are aware that the EF Treasury is not endless. We wish it was, but it's not. And therefore, we're also sort of like a parallel track for us is to also talk to more ecosystem stakeholders to just like mobilize more people to contribute to public goods. And this is a huge responsibility, but we also view this as an opportunity. We managed to secure the first 3 to 4 years of funding, and now working, like thanks to the EF, and now working towards extending it for the next 10. And yeah, going forward, so we also, what Argo enables us to do is to, that's at least our goal, is to work with the community more closely. So Solidity Summit is part of it, transparently and repeatedly communicating and sharing updates, what we have been working on is part of it. So we really want to make use of opportunities like this today to have you come talk to us. So if you're a builder, you want to contribute, talk to us, we'll find ways. And then also if you are a company that has a really healthy treasury, you should come talk to me and you can consider making a donation. And I think I'm running out of time, but that's a wrap. Thank you. If you have questions about the collective, you can come talk to me. I will be around all day. Thank you.